Welcome back to the channel, guys. Arthur here from Draft Media. Today we look at the guard from Purdue, Jaden Ivey. Sophomore guard has taken a considerable jump this season. He's shown to be an athletic guard with a quick first step and extraordinary hang time. He's an acrobatic finisher who slices through the defense like butter. Great players make great shots, and that's exactly what Ivey does night in and night out. Most players would be content just drawing a foul. Ivey is always looking to make the shot under all circumstances. He's especially comfortable going to his right. He's shown that he's able to finish even through well-defended possessions. He's shown to be dangerous both out of the pick and roll as well as the triple threat. Both of these should bode well for him in the modern NBA. Even though Ivey is noticeably more comfortable going to his right, he has shown he is capable of also finishing on the left side as well. He has a good pace to his game already, as we see him put his defender in jail time in and time out. This opens himself up for an easy layup or an over-the-top pass to the rollman if the defense commits to him. Like many other primary inside finishers, Ivey struggles with tunnel vision periodically. Teams will place 3 defenders inside the paint, and Ivey struggles to find the open man, which leads to a wild layup attempt. He's shooting 46.2% from the field currently, which leaves you wanting a little more efficiency, but I believe that could be due to the lack of spacing at the college level. Teams won't be able to stack the paint in the NBA, which I think will be significant for Ivey's success. I somewhat alluded to Ivey being right side dominant as well as team stacking the paint. Watch how on this play, when the defense stacks and forces him left, he's forced to put up a bad pull-up attempt. As well as this play, where virtually the same thing occurs, but this time the paint clears and Ivey goes up with his right hand on the left side, which is almost always a bad idea and leads to a block on this possession. A lot of people during the season have looked towards Ivey as a potential point guard. I've been more on the side of him being a shooting guard because I like what he can bring off the ball. He's shown he can be a great cutter and attack off the catch. I also like his handle and finishing ability off the dribble, and as a secondary ball handler, Ivey would be doing both. In today's NBA, stars have to be able to get to the line whenever they please, and Ivey is able to do just that. He's averaging 5.7 free throw attempts per game and shoots 73.5% from the line, which could use some work but isn't too bad. Jaden has been superb in transition. He's fast and explosive, and once he gets a full head of steam, you can only hope to contain him. He has a deep bag and runs the floor with an urgency. NBA teams are always looking to push the pace, and Ivey would be an ideal fit for that play style. He's also averaging nearly 5 rebounds per game, and once he comes down with the board, he will almost immediately look to push the pace. It's for this reason so many people have drawn comparisons to Ja Morant, but I would say his game resembles Victor Oladipo's a lot more, but even then, Ivey is a very unique player. He's also been getting to the line in transition frequently, and it's easy to see why. He moves so quickly down the court that the opposing team has no time to get their defense set. Teams have tried to slow him down, but sometimes the best thing you can do is foul him and hope for a miss. Ivey is averaging 3.2 assists in about 31 minutes per game. He's shown to be a decent playmaker and knows he can rely on drive and kick passes since he attracts so much gravity with the ball in his hands. However, for a player you would hope could be a point guard full time, you would want to see a couple more assists per game. He's not just a transition finisher though. He knows his surroundings and will make great passes for easy looks to his teammates. However, Ivey is averaging 2.5 turnovers per game, which really isn't what you want to see. It's another reason I like him more at the shooting guard position. The biggest knock on Jaden Ivey's game in his freshman season was his 26% three-point percentage. He opted to return to Purdue to show he was a capable shooter, and he has done just that. 35.6% on right under 5 3-point attempts per game. And while those numbers aren't elite, they are all you could really ask of him. He brings so much more to the game that his three-point shot is just a tool to unlock his other offensive skills. He makes catch and shoot threes, he runs off screens on floppy sets, and he's able to create his own shot with step back threes and tween dribble rhythm shots. He's able to play on and off the ball on every level, which is the final reason I'm campaigning for him to be a shooting guard in the NBA. I believe these shooting doubts may follow him into the league, however. He might struggle for a bit, but it just feels like one of those players who will have to silence the doubters with his numbers. And I believe that long term, Ivey should be a good enough shooter to find success in the league as one of the better players. With his quickness, athleticism, and reported 6'10" wingspan, Ivey has all the tools to be a great defender. He's shown flashes of it, but overall it hasn't been too good. He has closed out to shooters well, and we see that he can clearly move his feet well. It could be from his heavy offensive load, but his effort on defense just isn't where it needs to be. Especially anytime he's faced at the screen, he immediately gives up on the play. He shows no interest in fighting through screens, which isn't going to go well in the NBA. We've seen how pick and roll heavy the NBA has become in recent years, and the big men in the league are setting much harder screens. The same applies for off-ball screens. Ivey just doesn't show any willingness to get past the screener. His off-ball defense in general just needs to tighten up. He is averaging nearly 1 steal a game and half a block a game, which definitely holds some value. The biggest thing I take away from it is just how athletic he is and how he's even able to achieve these blocks. Thank you guys for watching. Consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel to join the Draft Media family.